Hey darlings, today we're going to talk about the importance of words and how impactful they can be, how they can lift us up and send us crashing on down. So first I'm going to talk about a couple beliefs, and these are ones I've heard before, but they've been tickling my brain because they are from one of the books I narrated, NLP at Work, 4th edition, The Difference That Makes the Difference, which should be coming out in April, May 2021, somewhere in there. You should check it out. Super good. I should know because I read it. I learned a lot of things. But like I said, there's a couple beliefs in there. I've heard these other places too. And also, you should listen to the book even if you're not going to use it at work, because a lot of the stuff can be used in life. Anyway, so one of the beliefs is that everyone is doing stuff for our positive good, which is kind of like, what, Kira? What are you saying? No. Yeah, that can be not true in many cases, but if you believe it, it can make life a little bit better. So even if someone's cutting you off in traffic, maybe their positive intent is to teach you patience or to make sure that you are paying really close attention. So like I said, it's that one, it's like, it's difficult. You're like, oh, but I find I'm trying to do that, and it does help. So even if it's not true, it's a belief I like to have. Second belief is everyone is making the best choice for them at that time. So again, this one sounds, it's like, what? Like you look at people and you're like, how could they make that choice? Makes no sense. But look at you. Every single choice you're making is the best choice for you in that time. And because we can look back and be like, what? Like, you know, I look back, I'm like, why did I make that choice? That was dumb. Which isn't nice. I should be nicer to myself and not call myself dumb. I should speak positive words upon myself. But really, every choice we make is kind of the best choice for us at that time. Because even if it's not something that leads to something positive, it did do something for us. Because even the things that we do that are not great, we do them because, you know, it does bring about something. So even like the bad coping mechanisms, they still help us cope, if that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense. You should read the book because it explains it way better. So with those on board, I'm going to also talk about a book I'm reading. I'm in a book club, and this is the book, The Power of Your Words, by Robert Morris, who is a pastor. And yeah, my church is doing like a book club thing, and it's been a very interesting book talking about the power of your words and how important they are, and how we've kind of been led to believe that you can just easily forget them, that you can just, once they're said, they're just gone, they're out in the ether, or that, like, you know, you don't really have to worry about what you say, as long as you're like kind of kidding, or you don't really mean it, it's not a big deal. But I mean, you and I know how crazy important words are. Like, I bet that you can't tell me that you have no memories of some horrible thing somebody said to you years ago that have stayed with you. Because I totally remember things that people said to me as a child that I have carried with me for ages, until now. So, I mean, words can have a huge impact on us. And I've been definitely thinking about this, because, so there's a channel that I enjoy watching. His name is Vegetable Police. And it's this guy who changes his diet a lot to try to find like the best health for his body. And he's just different and funny, and says things that are strange, and I don't always agree with them, but I don't know, I just very much enjoy his channel. So I've been trying to comment more and leave some like funny little messages, like comments or whatever, because I don't comment very often. I'm like, on anything. I'm like, I should be more like into the YouTube sphere here. And the video was something about vegan farts, like how, because he's changed, he's a vegan now. He was vegan, and he's like changed all over the place, and he's back to being vegan. There's something about having the toots, you know, because if you're eating just mostly meat, you're not going to toot too much, but if you're eating a lot of rice and beans, going to have some more toots. And so I decided to leave a comment that I thought was humorous. So again, at that moment, I was making the best choice for me. And it was something along the lines of like, my favorite vegan memory was when me and my then husband were at the Mall of America. So this is a mall that's huge, it is gigantic. It's very, very large, and there's a ton of people. And so it's loud. But yeah, so it's like me and my husband, and I don't know what we ate, but we had some gastric stuff going on, and might have let a few dissipate into the air, and nobody can hear you. Like, it's loud enough that you could release gas, and no one could hear you, but there might have been a wee bit of a scent to the air. And so I jokingly said that was my favorite vegan memory, because I'm like, because I was vegan. I believe I was vegan at that time, and he was as well. And so I was like, it's just a funny story. Like, yeah, it's kind of gross. Like, I normally wouldn't share that in regular public, but I'm like, he's funny, he's goofy, he's quirky. Like, I like the dude. So I'm like, this is a funny, quirky, like, odd comment that, like, his fans would probably be on board with. And I got, like, 3 negative comments before I was like, ow, and deleted my comment, but a person was just like, you're disgusting. Oh, you're sick. And I'm like, what? I know it's gross. Like, it's not so, I was just trying to be funny. Because again, I was trying to make the best choice at the time. Or not trying, I was, because that's a belief I'm trying to adopt. So then I had to, like, be like, okay, well, what's the positive intent of these people telling me I'm, like, disgusting and just a sicko? Because these people seemed, like, vehemently angry about it. Like, very upset. And I was like, whoa, like, I am sorry. I will refrain from sharing such things as I'm doing right now. But I'm like, what is the positive intent of their words? And I was like, to teach me patience and self-love, and to, like, just let it go. And then also, I'm like, it's a coping mechanism. If somebody is going to be mean, if somebody decides to go on the internet and be like, you're disgusting, you know, and just be, like, deeply offended by your seemingly innocuous comment, I feel like it makes them feel better, you know? So I hopefully made them feel better by giving them a chance to try to put me down. Like, it's hard. Yeah, that's tricky. But it reminded me of, like, just how the power of your words, like, how important they are. And I feel like the author even talks about this, like, the freedom of speech, that we can say whatever we want, but that doesn't give us a license to be mean. And it makes me wonder, you know, about, like, all the cruelty and meanness on the internet, and people just tearing down strangers. And I don't get it. Like, I will look at people just tearing into people, and I'm like, ow, like, it hurts. Like, it physically, it's just like, huh. And again, I try to think, like, well, what are they trying to do, and what does that do for them? And the whole idea of, like, hurt people, that somewhere in their lives, you know, they're hurting, or critical people are critical to other people. Like, Melissa Peer talks about this, like, bullies and anyone who's trying to put you down, they're just hurting inside. Like, they're putting themselves down. Like, they're miserable, and they're trying to make themselves feel better by putting somebody else down. So it's like trying to have compassion and just be like, oh, I'm sorry for your life. Like, it must not be fun to just have whatever going on in your heart where you're just like, oh, you're disgusting. You disgust me. Just like, whoa. Whoa now. Because, like, I have expected to get, like, horrible comments about some of the videos I've put out. Especially, like, the queer Christian ones. I think I did get, like, a negative comment, but it didn't show up, so I don't know what happened with it. But it sounded, like, very much like you're going to hell kind of comment. So it's like I expect things like that because people can be vehemently mad about someone talking about like religion and being like, yeah, I'm sex positive and I'm queer positive and I'm just a raging bisexual who also loves God and Jesus, so take that. Yeah, I expect people to get mad about that, but not necessarily like the silly toot story where I'm just like, oh, I think one person's like, that's your favorite memory? Pathetic. Pathetic. Like, whoa. I mean, I was kind of joking. Like, that's literally not my favorite memory of being vegan. So, just interesting. Anyway, so, this is just a call that maybe if you find yourself being critical of people and being like, oh, pathetic, you're disgusting. You know, if you're just on the internet raining down hatred and malice, like maybe take a look inside and be like, whoa, what's going on? You know, maybe take a look at that critical part and be like, hey, critical part, like what's up? What's going on? Like maybe you're critical to yourself. And maybe that's not so fun. Maybe, you know, befriend that part. Be like, what's up? Like, thanks for trying to help. Maybe we can do this a different way. Maybe we can spread some love. Be a little bit kinder. Maybe just give yourself a hug. Just hug it out. Maybe that's what you need. So that's what I'm talking about today. I'm done. I hope you have a beautiful day and that you're kind to yourself and to other people. Okay, bye.